for America and what it all stands for. Take a knee for America and what we all stand for.
Hello, world. I'm back, and this is the night that from the news, the word on the street is Brett Kavanaugh is going to be our new SCOTUS. He sounds like somebody that don't like Brett Kavanaugh. Somebody far away from the people. But anyway, tonight I have rare treats for you. I have Chaplain Kim. Where are you from, Chaplain Kim?
I'm from Baldwin, New York, Long Island, New York.
Okay, and no, but what organization? She's with so many, I can't keep track.
I'm currently with the Micah Faith Organization, which is a faith-based organization which is lodged at New York Theological Seminary School. I'm also a member of Challenging Incarceration, which is a movement for prison reform. It's a campaign and organization that works on legislative reformation for the formerly incarcerated. And I am a member of Not on My Watch, which is an organization that advocates for women who have been subject to human trafficking.
And domestic violence.
And domestic violence. And I'm also a member of CAKE, which is a campaign for alternative measures for isolated confinement, which is reformation for persons who are incarcerated and they're lodged in solitary confinement. So it's an organization that actually is fighting to dismantle the system of individuals being lodged in solitary confinement for 23 hours a day.
Wow.
Yes.
And you go to school too?
Yes, and I attend New York Theological Seminary School.
Unbelievable. This woman is the hardest working woman in the, what should I say, in the what business?
I'm actually in the social justice ministry.
Hardest working woman in the social justice system. Power to you. And we have Anika.
Yeah.
Okay, Anika is a very talented technology and economics expert. She's going to help us get our technology and our finances in order, because we know we need a lot of that, because I know I need it. That's why I don't have my phone on right now, because every 2 to 10, my phone go dark, because for some reason, I don't have enough money to pay my bill. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. And we have Rocky, my friend from also Challenging Incarceration, that also teaches people how to debate at Rikers Island. And how's that going, by the way?
It's going really well. So I actually have temporarily stepped away from the organization as I get my master's in social work at Yeshiva University.
All right, and you're going to school too?
I'm going to school too. And so as of last year, I was involved with the Osborne Association as well as Challenging Incarceration, RAP, releasing aging people from prison, and a lot of other organizations. But as a social work student, I kind of go where I'm needed. So next year, I'm going to be at the Sukasa Rehabilitation Clinic on the Lower East Side.
Okay, beautiful. So you're going to be like interning there?
I'm going to be in a clinical capacity, so I will be an intern.
Good.
I'll be counseling. I'll be running groups,
Right.
doing some more feet on the ground type stuff, whereas I'd been more sort of policy and advocacy before. So getting my feet wet in that.
Yeah, it's more being with the people, helping the people. I like that better too. I feel that's more effective. You see the transition, you see the changes, happening quicker than when you're working with policy and paper and all of that. Stuffers. So, what would we like to start talking about this evening? Should we talk about Brett Kavanaugh?
Well, unfortunately, the pick has just sort of come out, so we don't really know a lot about Brett Kavanaugh. He's made some pro-choice comments in the past, which gives some people on the pro-choice side some hope there.
Okay.
But obviously, he's a Trump pick. Trump outsourced the pick to a conservative group. Obviously, he's a very conservative justice. He was involved with the prosecution of Bill Clinton.
Really?
So he's definitely got some background as a somebody in the conservative world who's well known. He was toward the top of the list on a lot of people's picks, and now he's going to be the nominee. So now it's up to if we don't want him, it's up to the Democrats in the Senate to fight against him or potentially stall the pick until after November, like Mitch McConnell did with Obama's pick, Merrick Garland.
I think I want to try to get them to stall the pick, to wait to a better turnover, to repeal and replace some more Republicans, and then so we have more people, more fighting to do.
Yeah.
If
the Democrats,
because I think right now it's just it's just a two-person thing with the vote now.
Right now in the Senate, there's a 51-person majority on the Republican side. So
that's just one vote.
Just one vote,
Okay.
and then there are people on the Republican side who you kind of hope to turn, people like Susan Collins, who are a little bit more toward the middle. But at the end of the day, there's really no surefire way to prevent a pick like this unless you have the majority, which the Democrats won't be able to have until November.
One of the reasons why I want to start off with this conversation on what is it, POTUS?
SCOTUS.
Yes, SCOTUS. Yeah, I can't even say it right. See, that's me. But anyway, I want to start off on this is because this is one of the examples of us not voting. All of this happened because we didn't vote. We got apathy or whatever it is, but we didn't come out to vote. I think we got too comfortable with Obama's 8 years in there, and we didn't see the downside. But this is the downside. This is because of you not voting. And now we have to, it's like taking the hill, fighting uphill now. And to keep him from doing whatever he's going to do, try to undo anything he's done. So this is one of my reasons. As my last show, I said, we need to vote. We need to vote. You need to vote, people. Also, a lot of my brothers don't realize because you were in prison or something like that, that you can vote. Once you're out, and once you're off parole and everything like that, matter of fact, now, even if you're on parole because the governor signed that bill, you can vote now. So we need to get out there and we need to start voting. You got to get in the game. You can't just sit back, relax, and let them just do anything to you. If you're not in the game, you have nothing to say. So get in the game, people. Start voting, so we can repeal and replace all the losers that we have there now. And Anika, how can you help the people? Because another thing, after we get out there and start voting, is we got to get our finances in order, even more than the technology. And she's going to also help us with that. But I want to start with the economics. And can you give the people any ideas to, let's start them off slowly, smallly, because we're not rich out here. We're going from paycheck to paycheck.
So talking about immediate steps, actually, even as you were sharing about how people should go out and vote, it's probably important that they understand all of the steps to it. I don't know if it's just myself, but do they know where to go to register to vote? So things like that, perhaps technology can help.
Yes. Yes. There's. Do you know the place you go on and check all that voting information?
I do not.
At the last show, should have wrote that down.
But on your Facebook video that you share, perhaps you could share a link on all of the steps to going out and voting, so that anyone watching it can just click a link and then follow 5 steps, and they're registered.
Anika doesn't know who she's talking to, people. She doesn't know I'm technically challenged.
And you're getting interns, though.
Yes, but okay. I'll put this, you can go on the Honeysuckle Magazine. Honeysuckle Magazine is the best place to go to find my links and stuff like that. If it's not on there now, it will be going up soon. I will put on links. There are links where you can go to check on where you can vote, if you're registered to vote, and everything like that. But I know you can call the Board of Elections. Looking wherever you at in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, or Manhattan, call the Board of Elections, and that's one way you can go and check on it. There's another place, New York. I think it's New York City Votes. New York City Votes. You can go on there to check that and see how you do it. And if you're no longer on parole or anything like that, you have the right to vote. So go activate your stuff and get back in the game, because all kind of things are happening. And then another thing, if you believe your vote doesn't count, why do you think they spend all this money and they try to do all these things to keep you from voting? Your vote means something, people. So make it mean something. Make it heard. Vote. Please do. Okay.
So talking about finance, you were asking about
Yes.
how to help with finance. The concept, I think sometimes it's basically, if you have to think about money coming in and money going out at all times. And I think the important part of making sure you have a good financial plan is just to, at first, do the math as to how much money you're expecting in any given month, even if it is a weekly, weekly how much is coming in, and then monthly how much is coming in. Talking about your fixed expenses and the variable expenses, things like rent.
What is fixed and variable?
Fixed expenses is the amount never changes month to month. You know your rent, and
Okay.
you have to pay your bills. Those are probably the biggest kind of fixed expense if you're paying back student loan.
And the variables would be like your
Meals.
your movies and the expendables.
Yes, meals can also vary, but
If you're eating out or shopping.
right.
Okay.
Entertainment meals, those can kind of vary. So that's the place where you have to be very kind of specific about, I'm not going to spend more than this much. And then whatever one is making, saving at least a little bit whatever is possible. Saving, and building up even a little bit of money, which you can then perhaps put into buying like a low risk investment, like a bond or something that you can put away into a fixed deposit.
I remember back long time ago, they used to have where you could, when you were working, that you could take something out for savings bonds. Do they still have that? Can you still do that?
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I remember when you could have a certain amount taken out of each check for savings bonds. I used to like to do that. Yeah. And then when I wasn't working, I cash them in. That's what I'm pouring in. But anyway, I know that what this lady is speaking on is very true. We have to start doing that. We have to start thinking on an individual basis, because I know the whole number. We as a people, we waste, what is it, $3 trillion every year that goes away as like disposable income. That's more than some countries. And because we own nothing, we produce nothing, that money is just going out to other people and helping other people. So we have to not only start small, start saving, but we have to also start producing. My master plan is we have to start pooling our money together and producing something. Buy land, raise cattle, raise cows, do something, you know what I'm saying? And for the good of the whole society and everything like that. Because $3 trillion a year and never to be seen again is terrible. We have no, we don't produce anything. We buy everything. And it's mostly all disposable products, and you know, a new TV, a new phone, and all of this stuff. Use the same one you had last year. It has to be bigger, better. Oh my God, we're killing ourselves.
I think so we've talked about Trump being a mixed bag. So one of his kind of strategies, though, I think one of the things that a lot of people voted for him for was probably the fact that he said he would protect industries so that outside competition could not basically, destroy the local industries. Because when you have cheap imports from the outside, it can be hard to, kind of build up your local industries when you have cheap labor, for example, in China and all producing steel. So all of his tariffs on is really designed to help kind of build up some industries, which I think out of the terrible things he's doing is kind of would speak to your point, at least, of creating and helping people, giving them incentives to create because they can sell at a price where they're not having to compete with very, very low priced products.
But from what I'm hearing, the long run with that is he's hurting business because they're also taxing our stuff. And like the things that they're taxing, we tax Canada. Canada's like our neighbor. You see what I'm saying? So in the long run, he's hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Agreed. If protectionism is employed, it should be a short-term strategy. If only after an industry is kind of, it's almost like, raising a child, like you give it extra protection or and then let it out into the world. So industries and companies need that time of like extra care. So that'd be a problem if this is a forever policy.
Because look, what's that? Harley Davidson moved, right? Where'd they go? Does anyone remember?
I forget where they're moving to, but I know Trump was none too pleased about it because he's been tweeting about it for the past few
Harley
days.
Davidson been in America for the longest time. Now they're moving because of the tariffs and stuff. See, most of what he's doing doesn't help in the long run. If you look at most of his strategies and stuff like that, even the tax thing he did. The tax thing is for big business. It's helping big business, and then they're supposed to take that money and hire more, but it's been shown that they don't do that. They don't put that money back into the company. They give it to the shareholders and stuff like that. More dividends and all that kind of stuff. Look at these words I'm coming up. Where's that coming from? Wow. You know what I'm saying? So it's hurting in the long run. And even the tax thing, I think for the first couple years, you're getting a benefit from it, but then the lower rungs of the tax is, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna be hurt. The higher echelons, they're gonna get the payday. He's for big business.
Almost as if he is not interested in the long-term health of the United States and only in serving his own ego. Isn't that a coincidence?
Very interesting, isn't it? So, Kimmy, and what are you working on recently with Reentry?
As a doctoral student at NYTS, we are responsible for presenting a project with regards to what God has called us to do in ministry. And God has called me to institute a reentry program. And the reentry program is to provide support to the formerly incarcerated in an effort for them to be mainstreamed back into society and to become productive citizens in the world.
And where is this going to be at? Or what is going to be in a facility?
It is going to be lodged at Second Baptist Church. That's the church that I currently attend, in Long Island.
But I mean, any correctional is going to be
In a correctional facility?
Yeah.
No. The program I'm hoping to lodge at Second Baptist Church in Long Island, New York. I don't know if you're aware, but recidivism is a big problem in our country. 50% of the people who leave incarceration become repeat offenders. So I live in Long Island, and I'm interested in reducing the rate of recidivism in Long Island. And so that's ultimately why my reentry program is going to be lodged in Long Island, hopefully at the church, so I can kind of partner with other people who are knowledgeable in specific areas that would provide support and would help to enable those who are formerly incarcerated to transform their lives, like counseling, resume writing, mock interviews. It's going to be a faith-based organization in hopes that these individuals would connect to God in an effort to have their lives transformed.
Do you think networking with Dr. Raya would help in that?
Dr. Raya, can you just tell me who Dr. Raya is?
Dr. Raya is a person I met from the Union Seminary at the card I gave you.
Okay. And what does Dr. Raya do? If you just
Dr. Raya was a person. He came from the Union Seminary's Sing Sing program, because they have a program in Sing Sing where they, I guess they do all the work that you do, and plus they train them in seminary work or theological kind of work. And from there, he has come on to the Union Seminary. He's like a doctor now, but he's still working with Reentry and doing all those kind of things. But he's a person that's been there. He's like me. It's like he was there, and now he's here, and he's still giving back, wanting to give back. So you think that would be a good network for you?
Oh, yes, definitely. I think that would be an awesome network for me. Because he has experienced what they are particularly going through right now. And it's really good to speak to a person who has been there, who's been incarcerated, has come out, and has transformed their life. I mean, that's a big testament to who God is and what He's able to do in one's life. So I think it would be an awesome opportunity. I actually, I'm sorry, I forgot just that quick. You did give me the card, and connecting with him would, you know, give me some insight to exactly what it is he does. And I know you said he has his doctorate, and he'll assist those two.
He has his doctorate, and I believe he's going for the other thing, the
MDiv, maybe?
Yeah, the
Masters
distinction.
in Divinity.
Yeah, because because I remember when I saw them at the Urban Ministry Convention, they all had a table. Yes, it was like the 5 or 6 big guys. And matter of fact, because I made a mistake, because me and technology, I told them I had the studio from 7 to 9. Then I realized it was from 8:30 to 10:30. So I called them back. That's why they pulled out, because he said he had to pick up his son or something like that, and it was too late for him. Matter of fact, he said he had to go to Long Island, too.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that's a better thing for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. When these lights come on, all of a sudden I get, all this stuff comes to me. Yeah. No, he said, he had to pick up his son in Long Island, so that's why he wouldn't be able to make it. But that's okay, because him and C. Vernon Mason, I'm going to have them on again. We're going to pick another one, because those are people that I feel you need to hear speak, especially C. Vernon Mason after he got his license taken, and how he just kept on. Then I wondered where he was, and I found him. That's great.
Take a knee, take back the rights we've all been